When astronomers first detected 3I Atlas using the Hubble Space Telescope, it appeared to be a harmless interstellar rock a few hundred meters across, drifting toward the Sun. However, a few days later, new images revealed a surprising change, and with them, a new story began to unfold. Hubble's next picture didn't show a rock anymore, it displayed a metallic body sprouting a tail, glowing red and yellow like molten steel pouring into the void. Stranger still, instead of steaming away from the Sun like every comet in history, it was pointing inward, directly at the Sun. It was positioned exactly like a rocket exhaust when a ship fires its engines. But without hard data, the idea remained just that, speculation. Then, on September 7th, the James Webb Space Telescope captured a clearer, sharper image that stunned the world. Overnight, the red and yellow tail had transformed into a deep green color. It wasn't a weak glow, it was a neon-like green beam pulsing like a heartbeat. Each pulse lined up with subtle but precise shifts in the object's trajectory, as though invisible hands were guiding it. For NASA scientists, who were used to calm predictable comets, this was a shock. At this time, Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb didn't hedge his words. He stepped forward and declared the data were undeniable. He proclaimed 3I Atlas was no longer a comet, but an interstellar craft, a machine running an engine built on physics and chemistry far beyond anything humanity has achieved. For the first time, he laid out the hard numbers and observations to prove it. But the first question that was terrifying for everyone was why the tail turned green so suddenly. Kia Patel, a senior aerospace propulsion specialist at NASA's Advanced Propulsion Lab, responded. She explained that the strange glow isn't just about color, it's a sign of what's happening deep inside the object. When the James Webb Space Telescope split the light coming from 3I Atlas into a spectrum like a rainbow on a lab bench, it found almost no water vapor. Instead, it found carbon dioxide, cyanide, a little carbon monoxide, and clouds of nickel dust. These aren't random comet gases, they're actually what you'd choose if designing a high-efficiency plasma engine. You take a gas, strip electrons off it, so it becomes plasma, and then use electric or magnetic fields to throw that plasma out the back. Carbon dioxide provides a heavy propellant, while cyanide carries an electric charge well, making it easier to grip with magnetic fields. Nickel dust adds mass and protects the core, creating a dense, controllable plasma. And that eerie green glow? It isn't paint or sunlight, it's the signature of ionized carbon and cyanide under a very strong electric field. In labs on Earth, we see the same green glow when we push these gases through high-voltage arcs. The color represents electrons jumping between energy fields as they're accelerated. In space, at that scale, it only means one thing: somebody is running a plasma drive. From an engineer's perspective, the system looks almost too elegant to be real. According to Dr. Avi Loeb, at its heart sits a compact nuclear reactor, a power core far denser than anything humans have ever built. This reactor heart burns with an estimated 10 gigawatts of output, enough energy to power an entire nation. It's compressed into a chamber the size of a city block. It contains temperatures hotter than a star's surface and protects whatever advanced systems are hidden inside. Because the pulses came every 232 seconds, matching tiny nudges in speed and direction, nothing about this can happen by sunlight alone. It's deliberate propulsion. The result is a green jet that functions as both propulsion and camouflage, a bright, rippling curtain of ionized gas. It moves the craft while hiding its true shape. Each pulse you see in the tail is a timed discharge of that 10 gigawatt core, a deliberate push in space. This is as precise as an engine firing on a control panel. The red-yellow phase we saw first was a low-energy discharge, a warm-up like a jet engine spooling up. As it approached, it began drawing on the sun's magnetic field, charging the plasma to higher energy and producing the green glow. Scientists expect a blue-white phase soon, ultra-hot plasma at maximum thrust. Each pulse changes the craft's speed and direction with engineering precision. This behavior mirrors how spacecraft engines throttle between low and high power. All of this defies the physics and chemistry we teach in classrooms. A comet's tail shouldn't point inward, it shouldn't pulse like a heart, and it shouldn't decelerate on its own. Yet, 3I Atlas does all of these things, using principles we don't yet understand. NASA's orbital data shows it's slowing from 88,000 kilometers per hour to about 87,000 in just 2 weeks. This slowdown is impossible without active propulsion. As the comet approaches the Sun, radio telescopes on Earth began to hear something no comet should make, a pulse at 1,420 MHz. This is the hydrogen line scientists use when searching for interstellar communication. Every time the green bloom brightened, the signal spiked. This wasn't random noise, it rose and fell with the same rhythm as the engine pulses, like a second heartbeat hidden inside the first. In other words, 3I Atlas isn't just shining at us, it is humming at us. At that frequency, hydrogen naturally absorbs and emits energy, making it the universal cooling channel of the cosmos. Astronomers have spent decades listening for a signal there. Now, as an alien plasma drive fires within our solar system, that exact frequency is screaming back at us. It's weak but structured, like an encrypted message or the byproduct of a powerful grid the size of a city. Either way, no comet tail at 1,420 MHz ever. Therefore, NASA issued a stark warning. The green plasma exhaust could sweep through orbital space. Cyanide gas and nickel dust at those concentrations would act like a charged sandstorm, frying solar panels and disabling antennas. Satellites built for the vacuum of space are not designed for an alien exhaust cloud. To meet the threat head-on, NASA has announced a rapid response probe named Juno 1. Built on a crash schedule, Juno 1 is being designed to dive straight through the green plasma tail. Its hull will be plated with a new ceramic nickel shield to survive cyanide ions and nickel dust. Inside, hardened instruments will track the radio signal and film the engine at close range. Engineers say that even getting close is a gamble. The tail behaves like a living current of charged particles, bending against the solar wind and pulsing with 10 gigawatts of power. One misstep and Juno 1 could be vaporized. But if it succeeds, humanity will finally see the alien reactor at the center of 3I Atlas with its own eyes. The nickel lattice, the plasma nozzles, and the green heart of the engine itself. Amateur astronomers around the world are also seeing the effects. With modest telescopes, they can spot faint flashes along the tail like Morse code. NASA has confirmed these flashes are real. Some observers see braided strands twisted in the plume. The bright central point stays sharp no matter how long they expose their cameras. Scientists believe this is the magnetic nozzle of the alien engine visible through thinning camouflage. NASA's latest project shows the ship will shift again soon, likely to a blue-white plasma phase. In that mode, it could decelerate out of the solar system or slow dramatically and enter an orbit between Earth and Mars. The world will be watching when that happens. As it comes closer to the Sun, changing color and chemistry with each day, somewhere out there, a machine older and smarter than anything on Earth is entering our neighborhood. We are living through the first chapter of Contact. The only question left is, what will it do next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to keep following every twist in this unfolding story, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.